What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Unboxing with Bob Phillips. I'm your host, Bob Phillips. Well, guys, I know it's been a really long time since I posted on this channel. Life gets in the way. Things have heated up on the main channel, so I'm very sorry for that. But I'm back, and I've actually got something really fun, and I'm very excited about this, and I'm very happy to share it with you guys. So, not too long ago, my friend was in New York, and there was a Lego convention, and he happened to be at the right place at the right time, and he went in. And he knows that I'm such a massive history geek. Specifically, military history has always fascinated me because all I do is talk about this sort of thing. So he bought me custom Lego minifigures and a custom Lego battle pack from the Civil War. Now, there are a lot of Lego buffs and Lego lovers who quarrel over the issue of custom figures or custom sets. He's one of them who says that I don't like them, they're not for me, but he knew that I was going to appreciate them, so I don't mind. So today I'm going to be sharing the new minifigures that I got with you guys. So they're in this bag, finally, plastic. You don't know how hard this is to come by where I live. We don't have plastic bags, so it's kind of nice to get a plastic bag. But I'll show you what we're working with here, guys. Yes. So, first things first, he got me three specific minifigures, custom printed collectible bricks at war, printed by B3 Customs. Firstly, we have my favorite president, Abraham Lincoln. Guys, Abraham Lincoln is such an admirable man, such a great president, one of my personal heroes. I talk about Abraham Lincoln in the Civil War all the time. For those of you who don't know, I used to be a reenactor of the Civil War. I used to reenact the Civil War. And yeah, the Civil War stuff is really fascinating. I have a Civil War flag collection. I really am beyond fascinated with the Civil War. And Abraham Lincoln is one of my personal heroes. And then the other collectible we have is Ulysses S. Grant. Guys, General Grant, who would later become the 18th President of the United States. President Grant. $5 bill, $50 bill, invaluable to me. Guys, these are two of my personal heroes. Grant was a very interesting guy, very incredible general. The Battle of the Wilderness, faced off against Robert E. Lee. And we have an unconnected miniature figure. Don't worry, guys, I'm going to show zooms closer. I'm going to zoom in with my phone and get a better picture. But guys, we have a Knights Templar, okay? My last video, I opened a sweatshirt and donned the sweatshirt from Trad West. It's a Knights Templar. Guys, I'm a huge Crusader geek, and I have myself a Knights Templar. So I have two presidents, one general, and a defender of the faith, a poor fellow soldier of the temple and of Christ. I mean, my friend knows me. He knows me very well. He bought these two. Actually, he bought these three figures without me knowing as a present. But then when he told me, I asked him very specifically if he can get me something else. And I have this. Guys, within this pack, which I haven't opened yet, I'm very excited. This is a Confederate Cannon battle pack. Confederate Army battle pack with a cannon. And so there's a scan code for the QR code to build. We're gonna open the cannon first, or let me get the close-ups. So gang, before I open everything, I just want to do a close zoom in. This is President Abraham Lincoln, one of my heroes. The Gettysburg Address. I remember. It's his one of the greatest speeches ever. You have to fire General Grant. Why? Isn't he winning? Yeah, but he's a complete drunk. Well, what does he like to drink? Whiskey. Then send him more. And now we have General Grant. Guys, an interesting thing about General Grant that I find to be very fascinating is, well, he was one of the few generals in the Civil War early to engage the Confederates in such a way that it resulted in high casualties, but it also resulted in clear-cut victories for the Union, because early in the war, Lincoln had to deal with General McClellan, who was just awful, a terrible general, and the Peninsula Campaign was a disaster, and he wouldn't commit his troops to battle, and he was the only one who was making bold moves out west in the Western theater, and Abraham Lincoln loved him, and then so much so that he was like, yeah, you know what? Vicksburg was amazing. I need you. I want you. And Grant was the man. Unconditional surrender Grant. Yeah, and another thing I find to be really funny about General Grant is the thing is he wasn't really a stickler, or I think that's the term, for military uniforms and clothing. So he would wear a Union private's coat, but he'd sew his rank on it. But he would wear civilian clothes. Like you can see, he's wearing a regular hat, and he would wear a basic private's coat with his rank on it. And being that he was a general, you know, what are you gonna do? Like, I'm not wearing a uniform. I'm not wearing general officer's clothing. I'm a general. Do something about it. And as you can tell, there's a sword in there, so I'm pretty excited about that. And last but certainly not least, guys, we have a poor fellow soldier of Christ in the temple. We have a Knights Templar. Look at all these, the backs of these things. Bricks at War. Definitely follow them, you know. Minifigs. But anyway, we got a Knights Templar. Look at him. He's got his shield. He's got his really long sword, his armor. Look at that tunic and that cross. The Caximis. He's ready to defend the Holy Land. And guys, this is my Confederate Cannon battle pack. I'm ready to open this one. I'm very excited about these. So now that I've gotten that out of the way, let's open Abraham Lincoln first. Wow. I am holding the president in my hands. So smooth, so shiny is Abraham Lincoln. Now for Grant, General Grant. Look at this. General Grant, he's so smooth and so blue. It's just like the good, the bad, and the ugly. The good, the bad, the ugly, the blue, the gray, the Civil War. And look, he's got his sword. If I wanted to, I could have him and the Knights Templar fight each other. Wow. Okay, I'm not going to lie. I didn't even open the Confederate Cannon pack, and I'm already really excited. This already brings me back to a lot of nostalgic memories of going to Gettysburg. There was a time in my life where I would go to Gettysburg every Saturday for a month straight, maybe even a few months, and just do day trips. And now here's my Knights Templar. Look at the shield. Oop, his hand fell off. Look at the shield. So if I wanted to adjust, he's ready to liberate the Holy Land. Oop. Okay, now he's ready to liberate the Holy Land. Okay, and now for the thing I'm very excited about, the Confederate Cannon Battle Pack. So, let's see what we got here. Oh! No way! Dude! Look at these Confederate troops. They have actual muskets. Look at these muskets. Oh, and they're double-faced. They're double-sided faces. Whew. Okay. Very, very cool. Very, very excited. So right off the bat, this is what we're working with here. Here's our Confederates, and this is the cannon. So a couple things I want to mention right off the bat. So I like them. They look really cool, but one glaring mistake is it says U.S. on their belts. When in actuality, in real life, Confederate troops would have CS written on their belts. But minor mistake, nothing crazy. Look at these rifles. You know, the Confederates, their rifle, their muzzle loaders. That's so cool. I've never seen Legos like that. I mean, I've seen those Pirates of the Caribbean muskets, but these things are really cool. And as I mentioned, they're double-faced. They're double-sided, so they're angry Confederates. They're normal Confederates. And let's just do a quick close-up of Abraham Lincoln. So this is Abraham Lincoln. This is General Grant. This is the Crusade Signatus, the Knights Templar. All right, I'm gonna open the bags. And I just dropped a piece. Look at this cannon. Wow. Oh, it's got a bucket. These things never cease to amaze me. All right, so here are my Confederates. My little rebels. Okay, so we've got this bad boy. I'm not gonna lie, I think the integrity and the painting on these Confederates, I think it looks better in terms of quality than the other figures. I just think these are of a higher quality make. Let's zoom in on these muskets, these rifles. So the attention to detail on these is pretty cool, actually. I'm gonna arm them. Look at that, looking sharp. Nice. I'm gonna be honest, I also wanted to get Union troops, but apparently they ran out. But we're gonna get right into the building. Okay, this might seem weird, but I don't really have instructions, but this is the kind of instructions that pulled up on my phone, and that's what we're gonna be doing for this video. So keep that in mind. So we're gonna do a quick build together, boys. Wow. Guys, I am beyond excited about this. I think this came out really cool. Look at this cannon. Look, I got my two troops. There's their cannon, there's their ordnance. You know, getting ready to bomb the Yankee line, to shell the Yankee line. Reload. They're advancing. See, folks, treason is never acceptable. I mean, this is one of the coolest Legos I've gotten in so long. So this is how it turned out. Look at the cannon. It just looks really, really nice, really smooth. Got that shot right there. Got my two soldiers next to it. They're looking sharp. Then we've got our heroes right there. How smooth does this look? Guys, I'm telling you. You know what they say. The Union forever. Hurrah, boys, hurrah. Down with the traitors, up with the stars, and we'll fill our vacant ranks with 1,000,000 free men more, shouting the battle cry of freedom. You know, it's times like these where I get to combine two of my life's passions in one, and it makes me extremely happy. History, specifically the Civil War, because I'm a Civil War geek, and Lego. So that's all I have for you guys. That is me opening custom Legos from a Lego convention in New York, featuring military figures from the Civil War. My favorite president, one of my favorite generals, one of the greatest warriors of all time, Knights Templar. They were like the Navy SEALs of the Crusades, which he seems like the odd man out, but given the nature of the military custom things, I think his presence is very, very appropriate. Deus Vult, God's will. And then we have heavy ordnance. We have either as a Parrott gun or a Napoleon, and our two Confederate troops. Well, guys, this was a dangerous precedent because of Bricks at War, I might actually buy more of these things, and they're not cheap. These things are actually surprisingly expensive. I mean, this whole set probably cost, I don't know, the Templar was $21, Grant was $25, Lincoln was $15, and the cannon alone was $35. So this probably cost like close to $100. Either way, guys, super cool stuff. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you took a lot out of it. Abraham Lincoln, Ulysses S. Grant, Confederates, Crusaders, Guys, this is so cool, and that's all I have for you guys. Remember, like this video, comment below what you think, subscribe. Also, subscribe to my main channel, Real Bob Phillips. That will be linked in the description below. Also, follow me on Instagram. That is also going to be linked in the description below. Follow me on Instagram, all that good stuff. Like the video. That'll do it. This has been Unboxing with Bob Phillips. Schwam.